Hey guys, this is TheInterloper, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. Last time we just finished off a side quest where we recruited Beowulf, Reis, the dragon, and what was his name? Construct 8. I keep wanting to say like Worker 8 because that's what it was in the original game, but it's Construct 8 here. I knew it wasn't. I know it wasn't Worker 8, so like I don't know. Takes a little getting used to the name sometimes. But since last episode, I did a little bit of. I did the rest of the errands that were available in the game that I missed from earlier. So now we have quite a bit of money, and a few of the characters have some new abilities. For one thing, I gave everybody Safeguard, which is a support ability that keeps everyone's equipment safe. Like, it can't be broken or stolen or anything like that. Like, it's a 0% chance if the enemy tries to do that. Which, it's going to be useful in some of the upcoming missions. Not only because the AI like to use thieves and especially knights, but there's some enemies coming up that will guaranteed break your equipment if they wanted to. So I'm going to avoid that because equipment is incredibly expensive at this point in the game, and some of it's even unobtainable from the shop. So that'll come up a little later, but it's not a big deal for right now. But unit for unit, I got everybody back to basically what they were wearing before we started doing the side quest stuff. Got Ramza, his Geomancer, he's got Icebrand equipped, and some attack boosting clothes as well. He's fairly tanky, very hard hitting, and he's got some Geomancy for range, which is nice. And then metals for some supporting buffs that are really strong, as always. So we have a lair here, it's a white mage still. Nothing's much really changed with him. We did change Regenerate back to parry though, because I found that Regenerate isn't really doing a whole lot for him in most battles. Like, the battles don't last long enough for it to matter. So I gave him parry instead, so he has a decent chance to evade along with the mage's cloak. It uses the weapon's parry rate, which you can look at if you look at the item itself. See right there, 15. That's a 15% chance to block, and that's on top of our evasion rate, which is pretty good. Pretty solid for a squishy white mage. But even if he does get hit, we have the defense boost. It's just magic is going to be a big deal for him. He doesn't want to get hit by magic. But as you can see there, we replaced our previous secondary with Bard's Song. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. I'm going to give it a shot in the next fight and see how it goes, because I'm curious as well. I want to see how this does. So, if it doesn't work, then fine. I mean, I didn't invest too many points into Bard abilities, because they're fairly cheap to begin with, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna keep it on a white mage though, just in case it doesn't work out. And Tafina here, she's got her fundaments back instead of steel, because we don't really care about stealing any equipment in the next few battles quite yet. But we did replace Dragonheart with counter, because she hasn't really been dying, and we have 2 healers in our party. I'm not too worried about her dying, especially considering she has such high evasion rates, even for magic, but especially for defense. We also replaced her support ability, Concentrate, which we've had on her for forever, with attack boost. Hopefully that makes her have a little more oomph with her attacks. She'll be a little more likely to miss, but at this point we're kind of relying on jump, because jump cannot miss, and it just increases the damage it'll do, which will be nice. We're going to give that a shot, see how it goes, and counter instead of Dragonheart should help with that as well. Should be doing more damage while she's up front. Amphilis, we're going to try it out. We're going to try out, we're trying out everything for it with our mages. We're going to do some Aedo, which is the Samurai skill. Samurai, if you don't know, they have all of their abilities are based around different kinds of katanas that are in your inventory. I'm sorry. Yeah, katanas. You don't have to have them equipped. You just have to have them in your inventory, and whenever you use an Iato ability, it does an AoE around them. It's a pretty big AoE too, especially compared to like the plus sign that we usually see for Black Mage and White Mage stuff. It's a much bigger area around them, so it makes her more vulnerable, but it's immediate. There's no charge time. It's a bigger AoE effect, and it scales off of your magic, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Since you have to get so far into the martial tree, like you have to get almost all of the physical hitters to get access to Samurai, at least to some degree. So I was kind of working towards that with the errands on Amphilis so that she could use Samurai skills without having to actually play as a Samurai in battle. I think it helped out, because we don't have to suffer through the Samurai's really poor magic attack stat. It's much better on Time Mage, and even better on Black Mage, which has the highest magic attack in the game for the generic classes. So we're going to give it a shot. We also gave her parry as a reaction because it's better than what we had her on her before, which I think was just, I think it was counter tackle. Let me check actually, let me double check. It was not that impressive though. Yeah, we had counter tackle. We have mana shield on here too, but she needs to use her mana for spells, not for defense. So yeah, all around I think it's a lot better, and she'll have a little more survivability too. But that's about it for her. And finally we have Mustadio, our chemist, with the glacial gun. It's a great gun. Does a lot more damage than the mithril pistol he had before. And we got him with equipment that gives him the most HP of what we have right now, and some survivability. He's got auto potion to kind of back that up in case he does get hit. But in general, he's just going to be sniping and doing some mid-range support with his items. So pretty straightforward. He's kind of like a mixed bag. Like, he can do a good amount of damage single target, and he can support us like from mid-range. So I like that a lot. And that's going to be our party for a while, I think. We might throw in a special character here and there, either for treasure hunting, like with Rafa, or if we need the utility, like Construct 8, we can have our units actually jump on top of him. Same with Reis, actually. You can jump on her as well with your units, but it helps you get to higher places. And some of those higher places have treasures that are buried that you can find. And there's some really good items coming up that we want to grab from those. So it's interesting because normally elevation's not that big of a deal, because there's abilities like Ignore Elevation from the Dragoon and Teleport from our Time Mage. The problem is it takes up your movement slot, and Treasure Hunter also takes up a movement slot. So you have to rely on other members of your party to get them up to those high-to-reach places. It's a little unfortunate, but, you know, they're not bad units in and of themselves. Reis isn't great until later, but Construct 8 is great at this point in the game. He just doesn't scale very well very late game, but for now, he's great. He's got a lot of HP. You can't change his abilities, and he doesn't have any equipment, but his abilities are, his active abilities are very good. Like, he has a laser that he can shoot out. It does damage to him, but not a whole lot. And the best part is he's got defense boost, so he's very tanky, he's got a lot of HP, and he can counter if somebody tries to hit him. Unfortunately, you see his faith is 0, so it's a good and a bad thing. Good thing because he can't get affected by magic or any kind of ability that's affected by faith, because it'll cancel it out completely. But that means he also can't get healed by us either, unless we use potions. He's still affected by things that don't rely on faith, like items. So he's vulnerable to electricity as long as it's not faith-based. So lightning from our Black Mage or Time Mage would not do any damage to him. However, if we threw like a lightning grenade at him or used a lightning gun, he would take a lot of damage. So he's in most cases he's very tanky, very useful in your party. He's a little slow, but he gets the job done. and I like him. We might use him a little bit just because he's very fun to play with. But for now, we're going to go ahead and try out our current party and see how it's going over here in Duerga Pass. So let's get right to it. There's a lot of talking, jeez. So let's go ahead and get our party set up. Just realized, like, everyone but Ramza is kind of low level right now, which isn't really that big of a deal. It's not the important part. I suppose that's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal at this point in the game that we're kind of low level, because your abilities and spells and stuff can make up for it. I don't expect we have to grind anytime soon, unless we really want to. It also helps that we have all of our these side missions that we can do eventually to kind of keep us up to snuff. So long as we draw breath, you will find no passage through these lands. Oh, it's Galtana's men. Alright, so pretty generic battle just to kind of start off Chapter 4. It's not really that big of a deal. They throwing some dragoons at you, some black mages, an archer, and a knight. None of them are really that big of a deal. Surprised the black mage is going for Ramza. I'm pretty sure he's getting a turn soon. Oh, that kind of hurt. I mean, they definitely have good equipment here, I guess. I guess those dragoons don't have very good jump skills. So, so let's get in the middle here. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, yeah, you're definitely dead. Nice try. Alright. Let's get the jump on this other black mage. Should do most of the health right there. And we'll move up here. Take a shot at this black mage. Oh, something I wanted to talk about real quick before I forget. Magic guns, they do have a predicted amount of damage, but that's only for the normal version of the spell being cast. So you saw that was just regular Blizzard. But all of the magic guns in the game also have a chance of casting a stronger version of the spell, so it can sometimes do more damage than it says it will. Those situations are, of course, always very nice, but you can't really count on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and try to move up here. We have a movement of 4 right now, but yeah, we have a movement of 4, but so when we're moving 5 spaces, we have a 90% chance of that going off, because it's you take off 10% per tile beyond your normal movement. So I like to take little chances like that, as long as there's not too much of a downside. Yeah. Might as well. Oh, only buffing yourself, but you're about to die. Alright, got the haste off. We should get a protect off too. Yeah, pretty basic fight. I'm not too worried about it at all. And there goes their black mage. $99, 81, 58, 124. Alright. Looks like we want to hit the knight then. Ah, there's the Blizzara. And it did do quite a bit more damage than it said it was going to, so it's pretty nice. We'll move up here. so we're not in range. Alright, let's go ahead and show off Iato then, if we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, let's try for that. There we go. Now watch this. Alright, which one do I want to use? Alright, we want to use Ama no Kumo. Here we go. Cloud Sea Curse. The nice thing is it's kind of like summons, and that it shows this discretion on who's affected, so damage will only affect enemies, for instance. Did a lot of damage though, that's for sure. Boom. That was really good. Well, like I said, it does make her vulnerable, of course. But I thought it was worth showing off. Alright. Sit down. One shot. Yeah, our party's getting extremely powerful at this point, so, again, not too worried. Boom. Now Lancer is even doing a lot more damage. Let's go ahead and try out Bard Song while we have the chance. Restores MP, restores HP. Let's do Battle Chant. Increase of our attack power. And then we'll move as far away as we can, because bards want to be in the back so they don't get interrupted. Alright, how much HP do you have? Let's just go for it. Oh, almost dead, like 3 hit points. Alright, let's see the battle chant. It's not a good showcase of that. I think there's about a 50% chance, roughly, for it to work, so it's a little unlucky, I'd say. Like I said, though, I'll probably have to mess around with it a little bit more. It's just, because it's that unreliable, if you're in like a tight spot, it's not going to help. I just think you're better off having like more dedicated support members who can kind of react to situations. Like our white mage can heal and buff on the spot, and they're very powerful effects that go off most of the time. But that's just me. I just like the flavor of Bard, and it affects your whole party regardless, so I guess it has to have some drawback, right? Anyways, that's the episode, I believe. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there this time. I know I talked a lot in the beginning, but I wanted to make sure you guys are caught up to date with, or caught up with everything that I had changed with the party and my idea of how it's going to look in the end. Of course, that could all change. I may even end up adding some special characters in just to mix it up, but that said, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Look forward to next time, because it's going to be a very interesting battle. So you guys have a good day. This is TheInterloper signing out. Have a good one.